Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Everything is Bad new Fangled motion picture show.
Welcome, one and all, to another episode of the Newfangled Motion Picture Show. I'm Niall.
And I'm Nolan.
And we're here to tell you that there's something rotten in the Pride Land.
Yeah, we are reviewing The Lion King.
So there's actually not, like, at a very basic level, the Lion King and Hamlet are similar,
everyone says, oh yeah, Lion King's a remake of Hamlet, but in the same way that like A Bug's Life is a remake of The Seven Samurai.
Yeah, it's
like got a similarities. It's not like the full thing.
But yeah, so we're reviewing the new Lion King movie. I'm not gonna call it live action
because it's 100% animated.
I mean, it's amazing to look at. Everything looks really realistic, except for the lack of genitalia on any of the animals.
Not that we want to see genitalia on the animals.
But you notice when it's missing from the female hyenas. Trust me on that.
If you've seen any documentaries on hyena mating rituals...
Yeah, you would understand that.
It's a train wreck of a sexual practice.
It's horrible. Do not recommend you look into that. But anyway, so what happens when you take...
Well, do we need to go through housekeeping?
Housekeeping, that's right. So we're going to do a spoiler-free review. Not that there's a whole lot to spoil, because who the hell hasn't seen the original Lion King? I'm going to operate this review under the assumption you've seen the original Lion King.
Right, so the only thing to spoil are the very slight changes to the movie.
Yeah, there's a couple of jokes that they switch up just because like they
they wouldn't land nowadays.
Like the music sequences that just don't work when you're going for this realistic approach to everything. But
right.
So anyway, yeah. So what happens when you take
did we finish the? Did we say we're doing a spoiler?
Oh yeah, review? We're doing a spoiler for review. Then we're gonna give you a spoiler warning, and then cover the couple of things that are different. But anyway, so what happens when you take a really great classic animated movie? You strip away all of the gorgeous hand-drawn animation, all of the cartoon character animals with expressive faces, and you replace them with hyper-realistic computer renderings of those characters in a hyper-realistic looking African environment. You end up with a lot of characters that is hard to empathize with.
Yeah, the only way you can tell any of the animals' emotions is by the voice work.
Yeah.
From the actors. Oh, he sounds sad, he must be sad. He sounds happy, he must be happy. But these animals don't have facial expressions that humans can recognize, because in reality, the animals don't. Dogs...
Yeah, domesticated
dogs can, but they're like the only animals out there that can,
That's why they thrived, actually. But anyway... also, it's hard to tell any characters apart. Like Simba and Nala,
I could not tell. I couldn't tell adult Nala from Simba's mother,
or any of the other
female lions. In certain lighting, you couldn't tell Scar from adult Simba.
Like that fight at the end of the movie on top of Pride Rock, because it's like at night with a fire in the background and stuff. You're sitting there watching these two lions go at it, and you're like, am I don't know cheering which one is which. Or am I worried right now?
Yeah, I don't know which one was which. But yeah, the young Simba and young Nala, you could usually tell Simba's a little bigger.
Yeah. If they weren't like right next to each other, though, it was hard to tell.
Yeah.
Except for their voices, obviously.
As far as the child actors for those two characters, to me, they did a good job, but to me, it sounded like they prepared by watching the original movie and just mimicked those voices.
Which is fine.
Yeah, but I'm like, you might as well have just taken the audio of Jonathan Taylor Thomas or whatever.
Otherwise, the voice work was great in this movie.
Yeah.
It was...
I'm gonna say honestly, there were times I was bored.
Oh yeah.
When the movie started, I'm like, all right, how long until Timon and Pumbaa show up? And then every scene was like, how long until Timon and Pumbaa get back here?
Yeah.
Because they were easily the best part of the movie. And
well, the hyenas were pretty good too.
Yeah, there's two hyenas. So these two male hyenas, one thing they did is they changed the dynamics of the hyena pack to be more like a hyena pack really would, with one dominant female and a bunch of subservient males.
Yeah.
So the female hyena was like a queen, and then it just focused on these two male hyenas as the.
Those are the ones that were Keegan-Michael Key and.
Right. Whereas in the original, I think the Whoopi Goldberg hyena was, dominant in the same way that Mo is dominant over the other two Stooges. This is a different dynamic.
Yeah.
Much more realistic to the actual, like how hyena hierarchy society goes. Yeah. That's getting a little bit into spoiler territory, but sure. I guess. Just talking about, we were saying in the spoilers section, we would talk about the changes they made. But what I'm getting at, though, is I don't think you necessarily need to go see this movie, spend the money to see this movie in the theater, unless you just really want to see the most amazing computer-generated animation you've ever seen on a big screen.
Yeah.
But if you've seen the original Lion King, there's nothing new here.
It looks very much like the same team that did the Jungle Book movie animated this, though.
I think they did. It was the same director.
Yeah, that's true.
So the opening sequence of Simba being presented is shot for shot the same as the original movie.
Oh yeah.
The rest of the movie isn't necessarily. There are some similar scenes, but it's not necessarily shot for shot.
Every scene is there, basically.
Right. So I want to point out, this movie is exactly 30 minutes longer than the original, but not because there's additional scenes. There are no additional scenes, but there are a few scenes where they made longer, and not because there's really anything extra. It's just it took them longer to do the scenes because there's a longer action sequence or whatever.
Yeah.
But they managed to get 30 minutes more out of the movie, but there's nothing new there.
Right. It's not like in Beauty and the Beast, where they actually added a couple of songs that were cut from the original.
And they added the scene you find out what happened to Belle's mother.
Yeah. There's
additional scenes. I think this one, out of all the... I'm air quoting live action. It was 100% animated. They didn't even shoot real Africa and then put CG animals in it or anything. It's all CG.
Which is... that's even more so than Jungle Book was. At least Jungle Book had an actual actor because
they had Mowgli. They had a live action Mowgli on sets. But anyway, this one did the least to expand the movie, whereas other ones had additional stuff or changes. Like Aladdin was quite a bit different.
Yeah,
but the same basic story is there. This one is just I would rather watch the original.
100%. Because the thing is, it's hard to care about any of these characters when it's just their emotions don't matter because they're not being expressed, because you can't, is a lion mad or is a lion happy? I don't know, because it looks exactly the same.
What does he sound like at this moment, though?
Yeah, and there's a couple of sequences that are close-up shots of the animals talking that just feel weird to look at because the way the mouth is moving.
The mouth's just kind of flap. Their lips don't form words or anything.
Yeah, and it's just kind of weird to look at as a result.
Especially Zazu. I'll say Timon and Pumbaa. So. That was
Seth
Rogen and
Billy Eichner.
Yeah, they were really great.
I think
they were allowed to ad lib some stuff because they had a lot of the same jokes from the original, but then some new stuff too, and a lot of it felt like some ad libbing.
Yeah.
There's one thing it's really funny that they do is the two of them are constantly making commentary in the background. And so you'll be watching a scene and you can hear their voices. They're having a conversation in the background, commenting on stuff, and everyone else is ignoring them.
Yeah.
But they're back there talking about what's going on, and some of it's really funny. Yeah, they're pretty great. And then there's two hyenas are pretty good. And then the other
the Keegan-Michael Key and Eric Andre hyenas.
And then the John Oliver as Zazu, he was funny, but I don't think he had any different dialogue. Like, I remember all of his jokes from the original movie.
Was the For Queen and Country line in there?
Oh, maybe that might have been new, but for the most part, like, I remember that line from the original movie.
Yeah, I didn't feel like anything new was done with him.
Yeah.
Of course, James Earl Jones is great as Mufasa, because James Earl Jones is great as whatever the hell he feels like doing.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as Mufasa is concerned, they pretty much could have just lifted all his dialogue from the original.
Yeah.
And dropped it in. You know,
pretty much. I even saw one review saying that if you had told them that they had done that, they would have believed you.
Yeah. I think, yeah, probably the biggest difference in this movie, other than, like, as far as the dialogue goes, is Timon and Pumbaa and the hyenas.
Yeah.
Everything else is very much the same. And, if they are different, it's very minor. And they really try to, like, keep the musical numbers, like, the same sort of thing, but you can't get away with stuff in, like live action, that you can with hand-drawn animation. Like, you can have the animals stand on each other in a big cheerleader pyramid during I Just Can't Wait to Be King, and
you can't do that.
You just accept it because it's a cartoon. You can't do that in this, so they didn't. And so it's them running around through the watering hole, like getting underfoot at the watering hole and stuff, and it's a cute sequence, but it just doesn't have the
fun.
Yeah. I give this movie a solid meh. Like, it's a fine movie. It's just like, why?
Yeah, I mean,
It's not even like they were taking the opportunity, to go, well, there were some things in that movie that were kind of problematic, so we're gonna release this and just try to ignore the last one. There's no racist crows or anything.
I have one thing. I think I'm gonna save it for the spoiler-free review, and it's probably the only thing I'm gonna have to discuss in the spoiler section. Because you've seen The Lion King.
Yep. You're
watching The Lion King. And unless you just, like I said, the animation alone, for someone like me, is enough to go see on a big screen.
Yep.
Because it's really incredible to see. But if that's not enough for you, don't waste your money. Wait till it's on
Disney
Plus or whatever, however you're going to see it.
I think there's
Blu-ray.
I think no more Disney movies are coming to Netflix. I think they're all saving them for Disney Plus now.
Right. So let's go ahead and throw up a spoiler warning here, and then I'll get into my one thing. In that there's one joke from Timon and Pumbaa I think was the way they did it in this was better. And so at the end, when they're gonna make Timon and Pumbaa be a distraction for the hyenas.
Yeah.
In the original movie, Timon says, "What do you want me to do? Dress and drag and do the hula?" And then smash cuts to him doing that. So this time they're like saying, we need a distraction, and Pumbaa's like, yeah, big distraction, something
juicy
and succulent, like a new. And they're all kind of like looking over at him, and then it cuts to Timon doing an impression of Lumiere leading the Beast, in the whole like leading up to this Be Our Guest song, and like Pumbaa's like sitting there like being offered up as a meal, and then just as he's about to say "Be our," the hyenas jump at them and they like take off running.
Yeah,
that joke was really good.
Yeah, that was really funny.
And like all the best jokes came from Timon and Pumbaa.
Also, the way Nala showed up in this.
Oh, in the middle of them singing
in the jungle,
and then like there's a whole bunch of animals like joining in, doing like all the different instruments and background and everything, singing along. There's a bunch of different animals, not just the two of them singing that part, and the Nala
Yeah,
jumps
like in the
them.
middle of the song, Nala just jumps out of the bush at him.
So yeah, like I said, it's unless you have anything to add, I think we can wrap it up.
No,
It's a
me.
fine movie, but I mean, I don't think it has the charm of the original. There are some good jokes. There's some good stuff. There's stuff that, like, if I could take like how they did a few things in this movie and drop them into the original to replace that would make like a perfect Lion King. But overall, the original is better than this one.
Also, Rafiki was hard to understand. Like, even when he was speaking English.
Sometimes he was speaking this, like, South African language or something. I mean, the actor is South African. The guy who's, he played T'Challa?
Yeah.
Or, no, T'Challa is... T'Chaka.
Yeah.
Yeah. Black Panther's father. Anyway, so, yeah, that's
all I got.
That's it.
What's our next one is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which looks like a much better movie. Followed by Hobbs and Shaw. And then that's pretty much it for the summer movie season, unfortunately. I remember back in like April, I was like, dude, look at this list of movies we got coming up. Oh, I'm so excited. And we're getting to the end of that now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, can't wait for The Art of Racing in the Rain to come out so we can stop seeing that trailer.
I'm just tired of talking dog movies.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot in the last year. Weird, right?
Yeah.
So we got Blinded by the Light, the third weekend in August. And then we'll probably see Ready or Not. Like, that's a movie that we're kind of interested in. We'll probably go see just because there's nothing else coming out that week. But, like, if we end up busy that weekend both days, no real loss if we don't manage. Sort of thing. Can't wait for Playmobil movie to come out because I saw that trailer once and I am already tired of it.
I saw two very different trailers.
I've only seen the one that we saw yesterday.
Yeah, I saw one involving people in the real world getting zapped into Playmobil world.
Huh.
And then I saw that one we saw yesterday that made it like a spy movie. So there's some sort of mixed meeting in the middle of what the actual Playmobil movie is going to be.
Yep.
Unless they're releasing two different Playmobil movies because they have two different release dates listed
on IMDb.
Yep.
Maybe that's what it is. And then, but after that, we don't have any other movie we're seeing until Rambo: Last Blood comes out on the 20th of September. And despite seeing the trailer twice before The Art of Self-Defense,
back to back,
not seeing the Downton Abbey movie.
Yeah, that was weird. They played it, and then they played it again.
Like, I was like, man, I better not play this, and that's also not a short trailer.
No, that's a long one.
We're probably gonna see Ad Astra, I would guess.
Oh, that's that new zombie movie. Rob Zombie movie.
3 from Hell.
Yeah.
Probably not seeing that. Yeah, man. Maybe 21 Bridges.
I'd be glad to be done with Abominable too.
Yeah. And then Joker in October. Maleficent, Zombieland, Double Tap, and Jojo Rabbit. That's all one weekend. So that's gonna be a busy weekend.
Yeah.
But yes, that's what we got coming up, and at least until we start getting into the holiday movie season, it's gonna be light in the number of movies department. So if any of that seems of interest to you, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you can find us later. Not that YouTube will explicitly tell you when we have a new video, but they put that little dot next to the channels when there's a new video that you haven't seen. Assuming it's a channel that you actually go to fairly regularly. Because I notice they don't do that with all these channels I've subscribed to. Yeah, and check out our other reviews. Our last one was The Art of Self-Defense. It was a much better movie. And yeah, you got anything else?
No.
No, that's it.
That's it.
All right. Until next time. Toodles.
Bye.